I'm expecting Neil to go down the inside, a bit like Rodders did there on Keith. Rodders sees a gap and he goes for it. And on meanwhile, Vince has passed Jamo. He's alongside Jamo. Jamo's going back through on the inside. Vince is on the outside. Sterling's video now got. Oh, made a mistake. What? Back end kicks out like hell. Video looking back to get back under the back. And Cyrus comes out the pitch. Watch out, Cyrus! Pretty wide. Decides to get up to speed and sees all these go through. Vince has got the drop from Keith as well. But back to the lead and side by side for Rodders and Seaton down towards the last corner. Here we go. LPB Mixed Surface Series Round 3 Race 1 from Sardinia Windmills. Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB Mixed Surface Series on GTSport. This is round 3 from Sardinia Windmills. So a nice dirt track here. We are all in the Lancia Delta Integrale 1991. This is the road car version. So let's take you through the grid for this first race here at Sardinia. First race of 2 in this Lancia Delta. And it is Red Bull who gets who is on pole position then. So Red Bull is on pole position with Rodders alongside. Remember, this is a random grid for race 1. Bidster is third. He's got championship leading ballast on. He's third. He's on 200 kilos for first in the championship. I should point out as well, Rodders, sorry, is actually on third place weight, 120 kilos, and Red Bull actually is on 40 kilos for fifth. Intrepid is fourth, and he's got no weight on his car. Seat 1 is in fifth, again weight free. Will is sixth, and he's actually got fourth place weight on because he's winning last time out in the Pontiac. So good job by him, but obviously gets weight as a punishment. Keith in 7th place, he's weight free also. Neil Farmack is 8th, he's got 2nd place weight on. And T.Y. at the back after his miserable race last time round, hopefully looking for something better in 9th place, and he is also weight free. So let's get on with the action then here from Sardinia Windmills in the Lancia Deltas. Ready for the off. Everyone holding the brakes, getting ready to watch out for the false starts. And away we go. And it's a brilliant start by Red Bull. TY doesn't get off the line very well. He's really slow at the back. And everyone else away well as we go down towards the first few corners. Dust in the wake here. And Red Bull into the first corner first. His teammate Rodders in the second Chippendale racing car. He's alongside him. And well, he's behind him, shall I say. And Intrepid in fourth. Up the inside of Will. Remember, the dirt track, it is quite wide, so do expect a little bit of contact in this. There might be a little bit of contact. Neil Farmack and Will all together, and Intrepid goes wide, very wide. He's actually almost using the wall, which is not allowed, but I think he just hit the wall a bit there. But Neil Farmack and Intrepid alongside each other, and Intrepid is actually coming back alongside Will. Went the long way around, actually kept his foot in it, and then into this left-hander here. We're into a left-hander now, in quite a tight left-hander. And onto the straight we go as everyone else battling up ahead. As I think Red Bull's made a little mistake somewhere, and he's got Rodders right behind him now. Bidster's gone back down to 7th place, so the weight's not helped him off the line. Everyone else really close together as you go into this fast section now, up over the jumps here at Sardinia Windmills, and everyone's together as one. It's like it's almost 4 wide for the lead. It's incredible as you go down towards the complex section. Complex now, tight left. Everyone slides the car to the left. Red Bull and Rodders have been robbed for the lead by Intrepid. Intrepid taking the lead then, and up over the hill, Rodders on the inside. Will gets ahead, and Neil Farmack alongside Rodders as well. Rodders going backwards here. Can't really get very good camera angles here on this one. They're quite zoomed in. Might try and alter them later on if things get too bad. But for now, it's okay as we go over the jumps. Everyone in the air, really in the air now over the jumps. Really good spectacle. I might just change these camera angles, guys, because they're a bit close in on the variable ones this time. We'll see what these standard ones do. That's better. We can just see a bit more of the action, what's going on. Intrepid and Red Bull then alongside each other. Intrepid and Red Bull. Everyone else up over the hill together. Incredible. As we go into the right-hander. Oh, Will and Red Bull, a little bit of contact there. As Neil then sneaks through for 2nd place ahead of Red Bull, and the camera's quite zoomed in on this. It's not helping me commentate here because I can't really see much of what's going on because it's not very wide angle, it's very zoomed in. But here we go, we've got Intrepid and Red Bull alongside each other. Neil's been folded back out to 4th place now. Up over the little jump, brake, and then turn the car up in the air and everything. And oh, Neil Farmack hits Red Bull, a little bit of contact there as he does hit him into the wall there, so we will have to let him go, and he does. And everyone's really close together now. Look at this, it's incredible. We'll look on board now from Will's car. You can see there Intrepid and Rodders behind us, and then everyone else in front of us. We're all together in a massive group. Bidster's come up from nowhere. He's now in third place in his car, in the BB Racing car. Keith's back for this one as well. He's in sixth, so he's watching out for everyone as well as we go into the complex section. I might have to go back to the other cameras, guys, because both cameras seem to be as bad as each other. But the variable ones, that's a bit better. As Rodders, so it's Red Bull from Neil. Bidster in third then. Remember, maximum weight on Bidster's car and Neil. It doesn't seem to be affecting him much in this car. In fact, it might be helping him. It might actually put more grip into the ground for him on this one, because they're all not the most powerful cars. They're roughly about 200 horsepower, if that, and just but they are powerful. Across the line. Red Bull is still in the lead at this race. Neil Farmack second, third is Bidster. Then it's fourth for Will, very, very wide there. Intrepid now being shuffled down to fifth place. Keeps behind him in sixth, and we've got Seat 1 and Rodders together at the back in seventh and eighth, and TY's right at the back. I can tell you what, guys, he's running at the back because he has actually got lag issues. This is not good for TY. He's actually got some lag issues developing, and that's not good for him here. This is Red Bull then in first place. He's under attack from Neil Farmack. He's looking for a way around. Also Will, he's looking for a way past Bidster as well, and Bidster right behind Neil Farmack. Fastest lap of the race for Bidster last time round, sliding the car into the apex of the corner. Slide it out, hits the wall. Red Bull and Bidster hit the wall. Neil and Will might be able to make places here. Out the corner, Will and Bidster alongside each other now. Will in the Rebellion car on the outside, and he's gone through past Bidster there, and also further back Intrepid is being passed by Keith. Keith on the move here in his Lancia Delta. Into the complex we go. At the end of the straight, we're going to be braking here, braking down from 100 odd mile an hour down to about 50 or 40 up these hills. As you go up the hill, shut the car one way, shut the car the other, and then into this hairpin as well. Down to first gear for most cars here, get the run out of the corner, and up to second gear. Pull the car out the corner, and Will still ahead of Bidster here, and Bidster going for a bit of a different line. Neil Farmack still challenging Red Bull for the lead. Up over the jump we go. Here we go. All the cars in the air now. Oh, Bidster, really big air there from Bidster. Here's Keith, Intrepid, Seek, Rodders, and then TY at the back, but back to the front then. And Will is still being pressured by Bidster. Oh my god, Will's got the car really sideways there. Real big tank slapper. That might not be the best line because he's going to run wide now, and Bidster will come back and try and get him. These cameras on this track are almost as bad as Project Cars. That's saying something. As Will then runs wide, and Bidster can't do anything but hit him. He's just drifting around the corner, hits him, but he doesn't actually go into the wall. But I think Bidster, is he going to let him go here? No, he's keeping his foot in, so obviously just a little mistake there by both drivers, or by Will, and Bidster couldn't avoid hitting him, but we'll get a different angle on that later on. As Intrepid and Keith side by side then into the left-hander, and Intrepid goes wide into the wall, and Keith will sneak back through, and also sneaking through might be Seat 1 as well. And I think he is doing, yes, because Intrepid's lost all his momentum, and Seat 1 goes through into 6th place. So recap then, Red Bull in the lead, fastest lap of the race last time round, 32.0, 32.3 for Neil Farmack, he's right behind him. Bidster then 32.8 last time round, 32.4 for Will, so they're all quite close on lap time here, but Neil Farmack is closing right up to the back of Red Bull. Red Bull just needs to keep sitting on this line, and it might help him to keep his position, but he's going over the jumps here, trying to stay ahead, and he's just about holding on ahead of Neil Farmack in the Seek and Destroy Motorsport car. His teammate Seat 1 in 6th, Red Bull's teammate Rodders in 8th. Not good for his teammate, but Red Bull doing a very good job in these dirt races, proving himself to be quite a good racer on the Mixed Surface Championship. He's constantly up there, as Will loses it on the first corner again, just a bit too hot into that first corner. Further back we've got Keith and Seek quite close together as well. And just before we get stuck into some more action, we'll get those replays in now of the first half action. Here's the replays of the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then. Watch Bidster here. Right, so this is how he got quite a slow start. Oh look, the car just bogs down at the start. I think he was trying to use the clutch or a different way of starting. But Bidster bogs down at the start, and that's what made him go right back down to 8th place. And now here's a look at some of the first lap action on board with Neil Farmack. So we're going into the corner here. Seat 1 and Keith go wide. Neil keeps it very tight to the inside. Passes them two. Now watch down here as you go into this right-hander. Will goes wide. And then Intrepid sort of keeping a nice line here. Will comes back across, hits Neil, which will then consequently hits Intrepid. But I don't think Neil read that very well, because he could have slowed down to let Will go back in front and then got past him on the inside, but yeah, just not quite reading the situation there. But all cars get away okay, and we can keep continuing round. Then out of this corner here, up over the jump, sideways into the next corner. Red Bull goes wide up in front. Rodders, Constantina's up as well. Intrepid goes through and gets a very good run, and that's how Intrepid got into the lead of the race. And then we got Will in fourth, and then we're back here. Then we've got Keith and Seat 1 and Bidster closing up behind as well, and it's about to get really interesting down here as we go down to the next corner. See Red Bull switch to the inside on the Intrepid there, into the corner. Then we've got Will on the inside, Rodders on the outside. Into the corner we go, everyone's slowing up, Will on the inside. And then everyone nicely up here. Rodders is going to switch back here, go in front. Will goes to the outside. So Rodders is losing speed here. The automatic gearbox there slows him down. It doesn't change him down his gear that he needs. And then we get round the outside of him and we make it up to fourth place. And here's some more of the action then on lap 2. So you see Intrepid has actually run wide there, so did Red Bull. And then, oh, they see there, little wiggle by Will and hits Red Bull, and then we go into this corner here, sideways. Intrepid's on the outside line. He's not actually touching the wall, he's just on the grass. He's getting a good run. Red Bull's still on the inside of Neil Farmack, and everyone's together into these next few corners. So we've got those lot behind as well. Bids has made it up past Keith and his and Seat 1. So Bids is on the back of these boys now. Into this next corner, we go left here. And whoa, we have to just make sure we don't hit Neil there. As we see there, Will goes wide, Red Bull hits him, and then that causes everyone to go together. And look at Bidster, he's gone right down the outside of the lot of them to try and get past all of them on the inside. Beep, coming through. And Bidster then makes his way straight up to third place, but then he runs a bit wide, and this is where the weight's kicking in, because he can't get the same speed that the others can on the straight. We go back on board with Intrepid. Into the left-hander we go up here, up this hill. We're mainly looking at this again because we didn't get a good camera angle with the actual in-game cameras on the outside, so sorry for that, guys, but this is what we get to look at the replays. And into the inside goes Intrepid. We all Constantina together, but then we all get out safely, and Rodders there on the inside of Keith. Okay, now here's a replay of Bidster and Will on lap 4 then. So we see Will runs wide. Bidster then swaps back to the inside because Will's gone that other way. And then you see Bidster's drifting wide. He's trying to turn the car to the inside best he can, but then just a little slight tap with Will. But that's just a little racing rub. And now back to the race. As you come back from that, we come back to Red Bull and Neil Farmack in the lead of this race. Red Bull still holding on from Neil Farmack, but Neil Farmack is either going to try and push to overtake, or he's going to have to try and sit there and see if he can just put Red Bull into a mistake. But so far, Red Bull is driving absolutely brilliantly. And that's what we expect, really, in this one, because he is a good mixed surface driver. He's proved it in the first 2 rounds, being up there with most of them. Neil Farmack second, Bidster third. Remember, them two are heavy in this race. And Rod is on third place weight. Will's on fourth place weight, and he's actually in fourth. So, yep, so the weight runner's actually here not being affected. And Red Bull's got fourth place weight on. So the only weight runner that's not doing well here is Rodders. But that's probably because of the automatic transmission not helping him out, which has brought him back to the back again. So, not good for Rodders this season with these with the automatic transmission. But Red Bull then out the corner. Neil Farmack trying to look for a way through, but again Red Bull gets a good run out the hairpin. Onto the straight we go. How much of the air will they all take this time? Red Bull going for big air this time, and Neil Farmack and Bidster a bit more sensible that time. There's Will, Seat 1 and Keith coming over the jump. They've just come over the jump as well. Seat 1 in front of Keith now, but the lead is still very close together. How long can Red Bull absorb this pressure from Neil Farmack? He goes a bit wide into that corner. He's now going to run wide, and Neil Farmack might be able to get back through on the outside, but no, he goes wide into the wall. So he makes a mistake there, and I don't think there was contact, but we'll have to get another look on that because the camera just looked at a tree while they were all doing that. But Bidster then goes through, the opportunist into second place. Now let's see if Bidster can challenge Red Bull. He's sliding his way into the corner. The number 1 champion last time out in the Group C in the last championship is Neil Farmack. Hits the wall there. Not good for Neil. Loses speed. That could help Will out. Let's go on board with Will. Yes, we are closing on Neil Farmack. We're going to move out to the right to go past, and there he goes. Now a little dog cam. There we go. He goes through there and then into the mirror. There he goes in the mirror. So we go through past Neil Farmack. Can Will hold on for the third place? And more importantly, can Red Bull hold off Bidster up front? Because Red Bull's doing a good job here, but Bidster's looking for a way through. Red Bull goes wide. Bidster then, he can't quite get through. Red Bull switches the car the other way and into the bit over the top. Bidster keeps his car in second gear that time, just tries to get a bit of a more of a wider run around the outside, trying to carry more speed for this section. And I think he is doing, actually. He's catching up to Red Bull a little bit, as Will has actually held on to Neil Farmack there. As Red Bull takes big air, and Bidster's right behind him. Into the first section then, across the line, lap 7 now. Sideways for Bidster, chucking the car sideways very early there. Trying to go for more of an inside line, and Red Bull's gone wide. Bidster, sliding the car one way then the other. Really trying to force the issue here. Will and Neil really close together as well. Incredible battles here as Bidster's through on the inside. Bidster's got the inside. Red Bull had to, because he went wide at the previous corner, he's lost his run through that one, and Bidster goes through. Can he hold on though? Because Red Bull's getting a good run out of the corner. Can he hold on? Will and Neil still side by side. They're still hitting each other with frying pans outside the window, but Will seems to have won that battle of the frying pans, and Bidster has held on to his lead there. So Bidster's held on to the lead, and Red Bull then needs to try and fight back now, because remember, you can't have Bidster win. He's heavy. He's got maximum weight on Bidster, but he's out in front, so obviously the weight in this one not really affecting cars too much. Might affect him in a straight line, but if he's fast around the corners, it might help him. So Red Bull then second. Will is closing up on a possible second place here. He's closing up. He's trying to leave Neil behind and focus now on Red Bull. Into the corner. Just a quick look back. Seat 1's in 5th still. Keith still in 6th. Intrepid is back on these lot as well in 7th. And we've got Rodders falling back down the order with the automatic transmission in 8th place, and TY in 9th. Fastest lap for TY now. He's got his act together, but he's the only reason why he's not had his act together is because of the lag. And the lag's not helped him out here, because on his screen everyone was basically playing a massive game of pinball with the walls. So not good for him, as Neil Farmack there is wide because he's got Will on his inside. But Will folds back as Neil Farmack goes through into 3rd place. Penultimate lap of this race then, and Red Bull throwing the car sideways into that first corner. Absolutely not leaving anything else on the plate. Absolutely going for it here, trying to catch Bidster. When Bidster runs wide, Red Bull takes an inside line, but he'll run wide out the corner. But actually, that was a bit of a better line there from Red Bull, as I think Bidster got caught out a bit there down the first part. Probably carried a bit too much momentum and had to throw the car sideways to try and slow it down, which then in order loses him more time out the corner. And we've got seat 1 and Intrepid there. Intrepid's past Keith. Keith's gone back down to 7th place. We've had a swap of position there, so looking for Keith back down to 7th place for him in BB Racing, but his teammate is out front leading this race. But remember, points means weight for Bidster, so obviously his maximum weight in this one gets maximum points from this one. He'll be heavy for race 2 as well. And Red Bull in 2nd place. Neil 3rd. He's closing back up to Red Bull now, but has he got enough time? Because there's only going to be 1 lap left after this. Whoa, Red Bull's made it easy for him because he's run wide. Contact as he comes back across, and Neil gets hit and into the wall. Red Bull goes ahead, and now Neil's trying to get back on the inside. He's been hit. Will goes through, tries to grab 1st gear. That was just basically, I think Neil put his car in the wrong place at the wrong time there, because he saw Red Bull was going wide, and Red Bull couldn't really go anywhere apart from where the wall was taking him. So Neil Farmack there should have really read that a bit better, slowed down and watched for where Red Bull was going to be. But we'll get a replay on that to clarify at the end. But Neil Farmack then down to 4th, and Will up to 3rd, seat 1 5th, and Intrepid in 6th. So last lap of this race then, here at Sardinia Windmills in the Lancia Delta Integrale in 1991. Brilliant rally car in its day, very, very successful rally car in its day as well in the 80s and into the 90s. Very successful car indeed. Brilliant work of engineering from Lancia, and obviously the road car, quite rare, very rare these days, but obviously on this game we've got 9 of them running, and good to see the car, and it is a nice car to drive as well. Will in 3rd behind Red Bull, trying to close up Red Bull a bit over the curve there, over the little bump there, as Neil Farmack goes on 2 wheels. Seat 1 with Intrepid closing up as well. Intrepid's just done his personal best of the race, but so has Seek, but Intrepid's personal best was 7/10ths quicker. Could that help him towards the end? We'll have to see. So into the last complex then for the last time. Bidster's in front, Red Bull, then it's Will, Neil, Seek and Intrepid. One mistake from any of these boys will mean a position swap. Will goes a bit deep into the corner. That might help Neil out on the way out of the corner. But here comes Bidster. Maximum weight does not slow down this man, not on this track and not in this car. As you go over the jump for the last time, big air from Bidster. He's going to win, flashes his lights. Victory for Bidster in race 1 here at Sardinia. And it's Red Bull in second. Will takes third. Neil Farmack's almost going to get passed by Seek on the line, and I think Neil held on from Seek there. Neil 4th, Seek 5th, Intrepid 6th, Keith 7th. And then, yeah, Keith 7th, and it's going to be Rodders in 8th, and TY unfortunately is going to be 9th. He got the fastest lap, but he's had massive lag issues there, and you can see his car lagging there as well, and that's basically what he sees in everyone else. So he's held himself at the back, being sensible, letting everyone else get on with the race. So we are thankful for TY for that. So Rodders in 8th, and TY will be in 9th. So we'll just get the results and the replays in for you now. Here's the replays of the second half of the race. Okay, here's a replay on board with Neil Farmack and on lap 6, so watch here for him and Red Bull into the next corner. See Red Bull's going a bit wide, Neil sort of follows him. Red Bull hits the wall and Neil just carrying too much speed, ends up tapping the back of Red Bull and then ends up losing a place to Bidster in the process. Okay, here's a replay on board with Bidster then sliding his way into the first corner, him and Red Bull with a similar driving style here, up over the top. Then Bidster sliding the car sideways, then to throw it in for the next corner. This is how he got past Red Bull. There was no contact. There's a little bit of a rub there, but into the corner, grabs it down a gear, gets to the inside and goes straight through on Red Bull and takes the lead of the race. And here's some action now on board with Neil Farmack of him and Will on lap 7 as well. So while that was happening with Bidster and Red Bull in front, this happened between Neil and Will. Neil gets a good run, he's on the inside, but he's not going to be able to turn the car there, and he does hit Will there. He hits Will, and I think Will's going to bounce off the wall here, but no, Will does recover it back, and Neil does give him a tap there, but then goes to the inside. Really, he should be giving that place up to Will, because he did hit him in the first place. But then Will getting his own back, tap, 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 and then both cars continue as they were. Here's another replay, some more action on lap 7, so lap 7 seems to be the lap of action here in this race. So into the last section, we're on board with Neil Farmack. Watch Will ahead of us. Into the next few corners we go, and we go out this corner. We go straight to the inside line. A little bit of a tap there to Will, bit of a out the way tap. Then Will gets a good run on the outside. Neil's then on the inside. You see Will there. So it was a bit of a tap to pass really, but again you can't really avoid the little taps in this one. Will goes right over the jump, loses a bit of speed, and Neil Farmack goes through and takes third. A bit robustly, but takes third. Okay, now here's the replay on board with Neil Farmack on lap 8 of this race. So we'll look at the contact with him and Red Bull up in the complex. So here we are, Red Bull runs very wide. Watch Red Bull's car. So Red Bull's car is going to have to come to the left because of the wall. Neil Farmack doesn't really give himself much room there and ends up putting himself into the wall. And then Red Bull ends up getting another tap from Neil as Neil loses speed, and then Will goes through as well. So Neil not really helping himself out there really. And now here's a look on board with Seek 1 to look how close the finish was between him and Neil, because it all got quite close. So out this corner, watch here. We go out the corner and everyone gets a good run through here. Now these next couple of corners are the key bit. So we go through here. See Neil's catching up to Will, but as we go to the jump, Neil's too far over to the right, hits the wall before the jump. But Seek does more or less a bit of the same, tried to go for a gap, and there was the finish, and that was really close. And now straight to the results. Okay, here's the results after the race then. It is Bidster who takes victory there. Good win for Bidster. Red Bull with a very impressive second place. Good result for him. Will in third, rounding off the podium. A good result for him as well. Then we've got Neil Farmack in fourth, with Seek 1 in fifth and Intrepid in sixth. They all finished quite close together as well. Got Keith in seventh, Rodders in eighth, and TY unluckily going back to ninth place. Then it's also TY who takes the extra point even though he was last on at 130.7. So as you come back from that then, your winner of that race is Bidster there in the white Lancia Delta there. They're keeping traditional colours, or trying to get as close to the traditional colours as humanly possible. So Bidster there wins. Well done for him in BB Racing. Keith got a good 7th place as well, so good for the team. So well done to Bidster, and we will see you guys next time for race 2 around Sardinia, which should be just as action-packed as this one. We'll see you for that one, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Really hope you all enjoyed that one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below. And next time is going to be race 2 from Sardinia Windmills, and more action is on the way.